Hi guys, Johnny Good here for Real Home Studio, and today we're taking a look at Focusrite Scarlett 8i6 third generation 8 in 6 out USB interface. Okay, so this is it, Focusrite 8i6. It's in this beautiful plush metal Scarlett housing, as is all the range. It looks really lovely on your desk. Let's flip it over and have a look at the back, and we start off with a rocker switch and an input for its own AC power supply. So unlike the cheaper models, this has its own bespoke wall-wart power supply rather than drawing power from your laptop or computer. I'm not an electrical specialist, but I can only see this being a good thing in that it's always going to be able to draw the power that it requires, rather than if it's taking power from a laptop or computer where the power supply and its available power will fluctuate depending on what tasks are being undertaken by that unit. So I think it's really good that this has its own supply, and you can tell that really by more expensive models will have their own power supply. You've got a SPDIF in and out, so if you're connecting maybe a guitar processor or maybe you've got a vocal pre, something like that, you can connect in that way. You've got a Kensington lock, so no one will nick it, hopefully, and you can connect it safely around your laptop. You've got your USB connection. You've got old school MIDI in and out. I really like that. That's not available on the cheaper models. You've got 4 line outputs, so you could connect up, say, a couple of set of monitors, and you've got another 4 line inputs, which are obviously 1/4 inch only. So over onto the front, and you've got your 2 inputs where you could either put in a 1/4 inch or you can attach XLR, both of which have independent gain controls, and both of which, when plugged in, have what Focusrite call their halo monitoring, which lights up either green, amber or red depending on the heat of the signal. It's a really good, effective and quick way to check that you're getting, you're not clipping your signal and you're getting a good safe level in. Under here, which you can probably just about see, you've got instrument, air and pad. So within their software you can select whether you've got an instrument going in or whether you've got air, which you want air rather, which is generally for vocals, that you're just adding a little bit more air to the signal, or pad, which I believe takes off 10 decibels. So if you've got a really loud signal, maybe some horns or something like that, that can be really helpful. You've got your 48 volt phantom power. You've got a nice big knob for your main monitoring, and you've got 2 independent headphone controls, both ins and independent volume controls, which is really handy. That saves you having to have an external headphone amp, and I like to use a pair of open backs for mixing and obviously a pair of closed backs for tracking, so it's really handy. You can have both attached at the same time. The software that goes with it is really intuitive, easy to use, and obviously it cuts down on all the knobs and bells and whistles they have to actually put on board the unit, so it means they can deliver this at a pretty decent price. You're getting an awful lot for your money. The other big thing worth mentioning is, and a big reason why I bought it, is Focusrite's support and help center, which I've had problems in the past with Tascam. I've had problems in the past with like Edirol and Roland, and you try and get hold of these people if you have a problem, and invariably as the years go on and how fast tech and the tech industry moves and how quickly operating systems are updated, you end up getting issues further down the line. You want to speak to someone. And the Focusrite Support Centre is absolutely fantastic. I was working freelance in a studio last year. I was working with another engineer who was familiar with Focusrite. I wasn't so much at the time. And he said, let's just get on the phone, let's speak to him, because we're having an issue connecting up a couple of bigger versions of these interfaces. And they were straight in. I was amazed because I dealt with mainly American companies, and they were just impossible to get hold of, or they were like a bit like with Presonus, you have to go through some really long procedure and maybe you'll hear back from them in like 4 days time. Not the case with Focusrite. You can literally phone them up and they will deal with you there and then. And that, for me, is worth buying their interfaces alone, full stop. Full thumbs up for the Focusrite. Been using it for just over a year now. It's been incredibly solid, incredibly stable. I've not had any problems with it whatsoever. So I would strongly recommend this interface. In fact, the company and the whole range of the Focusrite interfaces. I'm Johnny Good for Real Home Studio. If you enjoyed this video today, please do remember to like and subscribe, and most importantly, have yourself a great day.